Hey guys, Rob from Crown of Thorns. I'm on my way back to Michigan, finally, to go get my car. I was going to rent a car, and then they had some surprise fees waiting for me. They didn't tell me about when I booked the stupid thing. Fortunately, my good friend Dave, there's my friend Dave, Florida, visiting his parents. And so he's heading back to Michigan today, so I hitched a ride with him. So I will document my return trip and then my return trip back to Alabama once again. We'll see what comes along this time. So anyway, guys, take care and God bless. Hey everyone, Rob from Crown of Thorns, still with my buddy Dave. We are in Tennessee. We're making pretty good time. We had to take a slight detour because 65 heading north, the traffic was, I don't know, slowed down. There was like a 29-minute delay or something. So we had to take a slight detour. We did stop off, I don't remember which town it was in, but it was in Alabama still, and had lunch. So I had Burger King for the first time in a week, if you guys can believe that. That's a long time for me to go without BK. So it was really, really good. I had the, what is it called? The quarter pound something. It's basically their version of the quarter pounder. What'd you have? The Whopper Jr.?
Whopper Jr.
Yeah. So we had some good food. So we just now stopped off at a place called Love's. It's a gas station, truck stop, here in some place in Tennessee. I don't remember what town it is. We're just shy of Nashville, I think. But we're making good time. So this trip has been a little bit easier for me, anyway, because I haven't had to do the driving. Thanks, Dave. But also because his vehicle actually has air conditioning and a charging port in case my phone ever starts to go dead. And it's a lot smaller, so it doesn't take up as much room. But anyway, guys, I encourage you, again, if you where are you putting your extra money? One, we should be doing things that will help to further the cause of Christ. But secondly, are you just accumulating material stuff? Or do you put your money toward experiences? And I've talked about this before. I personally would much rather put my money toward experiences than to accumulate a bunch of stuff that you'll rarely use or will break or you can't take it with you. At least memories are something you can hold on to. So I encourage you guys to get out and travel. And if, you know, my friend Dave and I were both talking, because he lives in Michigan right now, Grand Rapids, but he's thinking about moving back towards Florida. And the thing of it is, you know, we were both talking, there's a million reasons not to move, to just stay where you're at, where you know it's safe and complacent and you know what to expect each and every day. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having security, but if you never ever experience or step outside of your comfort zone, you'll always know exactly where you're going to end up, but you'll never ever experience anything new. So I encourage you to make that move, especially if God has laid something on your heart. The devil's going to give you a million reasons why you shouldn't do it, and will probably put a million obstacles in your way so that you will be discouraged and not do it. And that's what happened to us. I think I've talked about that before too, prior to us moving down here. And sometimes you have to ask, well, are these obstacles here because God doesn't want us to go and he's, you know, trying to hinder us or keep us from doing something we shouldn't? But the flip side is, or is it the devil trying to stand in the way of God's will? And that's where your discernment comes in. That's where prayer comes through. So anyway, guys, I just encourage you to do something outside of your comfort zone and make that move, because we're only passing through this life one time. And I've always maintained, when I get to the end of my life here, I don't want to look back and have regret, because I shoulda, woulda, coulda. So I would just say, put your money to good use, obviously for the cause of Christ, but two, gather experiences, take your kids places, quit buying them junk like video games and stuff that they'll never ever profit from. Instead, take them on a vacation where they can see some of this beautiful country we have before the powers that be shut you down and, you know, try to lock in your house again. All right, guys, I will check back later. Take care and God bless. Hey everybody, Rob from Crown of Thorns. Sorry I haven't done an update in a minute or two. My friend Dave and I, we made it to Grand Rapids. We got there around 3:30 in the morning. We drove straight through. We made a couple more stops after the previous video I just made for gasoline and energy drinks to get us through those long hours of driving. We got to his house around 3:30, took our stuff in, and crashed. And we slept only for like 2 or 3 hours. Both of us woke up around the same time. I think just because the adrenaline was still going and probably the energy drinks too. So didn't sleep a whole lot. We got up around 7:30 this morning and got ready and then went to breakfast. And then he took me to my wife's parents, my father and mother-in-law's house, to get my car, which I am now in. So then I stopped in Cedar Springs to get a soda, Mountain Dew Major Melon. It's pretty good. You should try it. I'm not real big on sodas sometimes, especially like Mountain Dew, and most of the sodas here in the States are made with that high fructose corn syrup. That stuff's just horrible. But having only slept about 2 or 3 hours last night, I need a little caffeine, and Mountain Dew is notorious for that. So there we are. But it does taste good, so there's that. So now I'm on my way up to Cadillac. I booked a hotel room for the next 2 nights. I'm gonna see some friends while I'm up here, some family while I'm up here, and then I'm going to leave Tuesday morning, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting what day it is. Today's Sunday. So I have it booked for 2 nights. So I'll leave Tuesday morning at 7 in the morning. It's about a 14-hour drive, excuse me, according to Google, from Cadillac to Repton. Excuse me. So 14 hours if I drive it straight through, which I can. I will be there by 9 o'clock, which is Central Time, so it jumps back an hour. I should be home by 8 p.m., give or take, because I'll have to stop for gasoline and, you know, beverages or whatever. Excuse me, but I should be home at a decent time, which I'll be glad. It's nice to come back up here and get my car and all my DJ equipment. You can see that box back there behind me. That's the new 360 photo/video booth that I just bought. All the other DJ equipment is in my trunk. So I'll be glad to get back home. I was only there for a week, and then, you know, I was right back up here to get my car and everything. So I'm looking forward to getting back home, to see my wife, and to get my business up and running. Now that I'll have wheels, I can get out and start pounding the pavement. I ordered some business cards. My wife said they came yesterday, so I got those. I can start placing those. I don't know if I mentioned this in a video yet, but I did find a gal who's a photographer and she's a videographer, which is awesome. So I have that in place. I have her in place, so we can get, you know, bookings going, and you know, kind of like what I was doing up here. You know, try to offer as many services as possible. That one-stop shopping, that Walmart philosophy of just get everything in one spot. Brides really like that. So anyway, looking forward to getting back down there and getting stuff going. Work is going well for my wife. Life at the campground is great, except for they're in Alabama, where we're at. There's those fire ants. They're everywhere. So my wife got this powder, and you go outside and you sprinkle it on their little mounds. You know, she did that all the way around the camper, so that kills them off on the outside. And then she bought some spray to spray on the inside because they've already infiltrated the house. not a ton of them, but we saw probably a handful of them. And before it gets worse, we want to nip it in the bud, as Barney Fife would say. So she's taking care of that, and work is going well for her, and they're really, really enjoying having her down there because she is getting stuff done. She's getting those stores cleaned up and turned around. So yeah, that's that. I will check in again at various points. Oh, I think I mentioned it. We went to breakfast when we got up this morning, Dave and I. We went to a place called Swan Inn. It's in Grand Rapids on Alpine. I just want to say, really good service, really good food, good portions at a very, very reasonable price. We were very happy. I enjoyed it very much. And it was nice to see my father and mother-in-law again. I always enjoy when I get to see them. My mother-in-law let me borrow these little books they're basically about dispensations, you know, and there's some other really good information in them as well, but I enjoy that kind of stuff. So in their older books, I noticed that the copyright on them was 1953, and I believe she said they belonged to her mother. So I was very, very careful with them, and we kept them wrapped in a Ziploc airtight, bag. I didn't want anything to happen to them. So yeah, I got those back to her today. Very appreciative that she let me borrow them because they were very, very informative. So while I was everywhere we've gone, by the way, I've been handing out tracts, gospel tracts, and then also these cards that I got made. Actually, you know what? I mentioned those before, and I didn't have any on me. I'm going to show you them right now. Some cards I got made so that I can advertise my channel. And so they look like this. They have the web address, but they also have this QR code here. So all you have to do is just scan that with your phone, and it takes you right to the YouTube channel. Filled in a little bit of information on the back with another QR code there as well. So I hand those out everywhere I go. Put them up, put them in clothing pockets, so if somebody buys a new shirt, they get home, put the shirt on. Hey, what's in the pocket? Gospel tract. Just put them everywhere, anywhere and everywhere where you think people are going to be. So that's what I do. So I've been doing that every time I go anywhere. So you should be doing stuff too. Remember, what are you doing for the cause of Christ? We all should be doing something because the end is nigh. It is at the door. Just like Jesus said. It's coming like a freight train. I don't know how much longer we have. I'm going to keep digging, trying to find it. Remember Revelation 3:3. Everybody says, oh no, Jesus said, no one knows the day nor the hour. Only my Father in heaven will know. And that was true when Jesus was here on earth during his earthly ministry. However, he's been in heaven now for 2,000 years. I am fairly certain that he and God have been talking. And, God's probably told Jesus, hey, this is when I need you to go back. And since Jesus is God, once he went up into heaven, he would have attained all that knowledge again anyhow. But not only that, the reason I know that is because later, remember, in the book of Revelation, which came after Jesus' earthly ministry, Revelation 3:3 says, if you're not watching, I will come upon you as a thief in the night, and you'll not know the hour in which I'm coming. Right down to the hour. You won't know if you're not looking. Well, then conversely, if I am looking, then I will know he won't come upon me as a thief in the night, and I will know the hour in which he's coming. I'll be happy if I can get it down to the day or the week or even the month. I'm going to keep looking. Well, I guess I should start with the year. But I'm going to keep looking. It's in there somewhere. We just have to put all the pieces together and do further research. And again, you got to deal with the calendar issue and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm going to keep looking. That's what we're called to do. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, guys. But my point is, whether it's today or tomorrow or 10 years from now, we got some work to do. There are a lot of unsaved people. I'm sure you know at least one unsaved person. Have you talked to them? Have you mentioned Christ to them? Have you tried bringing them to Christ? Don't be afraid if they get upset or offended. So what? That's far less offensive than someday when we're standing watching as these unsaved people are judged by their works, and God tells them, I never knew you, depart from me. Yikes. Yeah, better to face their anger or their whatever now here on earth, take that chance, than to watch as they're cast into hell. And it may be you bring it up to them and they still won't believe. Well, you've done your part. But what if when you talk to them, they do get interested, they do want to hear about it, and then they do get saved? Well, you just saved their soul. Well, you didn't do it, but you know what I mean. You led them to the one who can and will save their soul. All right? So that's what we need to be doing, right? Talk to people, hand out tracts, share these videos, do whatever you can. Tell other people to subscribe to this channel. Or channels like this. Again, I'm in competition with no one else. If you want to send them to somebody else who's rightly dividing and using a King James Bible, preaching dispensations, then hey, send them to that guy, whomever it may be. Just get them to someone that's going to give them sound doctrine so they can get saved. All right, guys. I think that's it for now. Like I said, I will check in periodically. You guys take care, and God bless. Hey everyone, Rob from Crown of Thorns, and you can see where I'm at. Boy, I tell you, like I said, there's not a Burger King near where we live in Abilama. It's about 45 minutes away to the nearest one. So while I'm here, up here in Cadillac, I'm going to take advantage of my opportunity to have some Burger King. So that's where I stopped for my dinner tonight. I'm heading back to my hotel room. Tomorrow I'm going to stop at my mom's house for a little bit, and then I'm going to meet up with my friend Jen from the flower shop and see her for a little bit. And then tomorrow morning, no, not tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, tomorrow's Monday, today's Sunday, get my days mixed up, today's Sunday, so tomorrow's Monday, going to my mom's, then meeting up with Jen, and then Tuesday morning, I'm heading back toward Abilama. It's so weird. I've only been gone from Cadillac for a week. In one sense, it's like I never left because it's only been a week. But the bigger part, I feel like a visitor here. I feel like a stranger here. It doesn't seem like we once lived here. It's just, it's odd. I don't know. I don't understand it. I guess it doesn't help either that it's kind of a gloomy day. It's been raining and storming for a good part of the afternoon. And so there's hardly anyone around, as you can see. I mean, all of Cadillac, a few cars going by now, but it's pretty well empty around here. I went to Walmart, had to get some, just a few things, and man, there's maybe a handful of people in the entire store. I mean, you rarely see that at a Walmart or, your bigger stores like that, Meijer and whatever else. And also it's Sunday, so I know there's not a whole lot of activity on Sunday either, but I don't know, it just feels weird here. Even coming to this Burger King today, because it's later in the evening, it's about 6 or 7 o'clock right now, I think. It's a different crew working than when I would usually come when I was at the flower shop. I'd come here during lunchtime, and I'm familiar with all the people that work that shift, and they're very well acquainted and familiar with me. So to walk in here and not be greeted, for real, when I walk into this place, if I come, when the first shift people are here, it's kind of like Norm at Cheers, hey Norm, it's hey Rob, we know what you want, got it coming up. I rarely come in the evening, and if so, I usually just go through the drive-through. So to go inside and not see anyone that I know, and no one really knows me, just further made me feel alienated, I guess. It's a strange thing. I don't get it, but when you uproot and then you plant new roots, sometimes they just take hold really quickly, and I think that's what happened for me. I think for my wife as well. She's in Abilama still because she's working. But yeah, it's just weird. It's a weird feeling here. I think it'll feel a little bit better tomorrow when I meet up with Jen, because then there's a familiarity and all that good stuff. So yeah, that I think will help. But I don't know. It just feels different here. So today, I made a video earlier, but just to recap, my friend Dave and I got in about 3:30 in the morning. We slept for a couple of hours, got up about 7 or 7:30, got ready, went and had breakfast at the Swan Inn, and then went to my father and mother-in-law's to pick up my car. There's she or he. I don't know why people give gender to vehicles. We all do it. I don't know why. Anyway, there the car is, with all my DJ stuff in there as well. Yeah, did that, and then what did I do after that? Oh, I came up here to Cadillac, and I did something, and but it's only been just a few hours. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on what I did today. I think because I'm so tired. I went to the store or something. No, yeah, I had to take something back to T-Mobile. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what I did. And had lunch with my friend Christy, gal that used to do photography for me. So I got to see her. That was nice. And then went and checked into my hotel and got situated there. Watched a little bit of some YouTube channel stuff, and then yeah, here I am. It's been kind of an odd day. Like I said, just feeling out of sorts here in Cadillac, kind of like I'm just a visitor here. It's just weird. And then plus not having my wife here too, it's just odd. And then being here and not being, employed at the flower shop, it's just different. It's odd. I don't know. It's just weird. But anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing people tomorrow. But more than that, I'm just looking forward to getting back home to Abilama. And I'm going to hit the ground running. My new business cards showed up almost like within hours after I left on Saturday. So I got those. I got my equipment. I got wheels now, so I can get to where I need to be when my wife's at work. So yeah, it's time to kick things into gear and get this DJ business up and running ASAP. Found the photographer gal. So yeah, things are starting to fall into place. Yeah. Like I said, sometimes when you uproot and resettle, the new roots take hold pretty quickly, and I think that's what's happened for me anyway. But God is good. He's taking care of us. All of this was a chance. All of this was a risk. All of it was unknown. And I did some previous videos on that when we were contemplating going back and forth, this, that, and the other. And man, God's just seen us through every step of this, and it's gone quite well. I mean, there's always obstacles and things that come up, but for the most part, it's been fantastic. The one thing I will miss, right there, the old Burger King. Because, like I said, 40 minutes to find one from where we're at now. I'm not accustomed to that. So, yeah, I have to get it in while I can, right? So anyway, guys, what are you most thankful for? I'm thankful for so many things. It take me all of my life 10 times over, a million times over to list them all. But right off the top, obviously, my salvation. That's the most important thing in the world to me, God. And then, of course, my wife and our kids and grandkids, our family and our friends, our jobs, our home, our vehicles, that we have food, shelter, water, clothing. I mean, we have nothing to complain about. And I have a feeling that most of us don't have really a whole lot to complain about. If you've got food, water, shelter, clothing, air to breathe, and you're doing pretty good, right? But the thing that we can be most thankful for, and this only goes to people who are saved, and that's Jesus Christ. That's the Holy Spirit. That's God. That's our salvation, our means to eternal life in heaven. Remember 1 Corinthians 15, 1-4, that is the gospel, according to Paul, the means by which we are saved, trusting on the death, burial, and resurrection. Trusting is the only thing you can do that is not a work. And you have to trust 100% on what Jesus did, 0% on what we do. Romans 3:25 tells us that we are saved by having faith in his blood. Remember, blood had to be spilled. There's no remission of sin without the shedding of blood. Blood had to be spilled because life is in the blood. And the only thing that can wash away our sins is the blood of Jesus Christ. You have to trust on that. And then, of course, Ephesians 1:13, which tells us that once you get saved, once you trust, you're always saved. You are sealed by the Holy Spirit. And we need to be taking that message right there to the whole world, to anyone and everyone. All right? I'm almost out of tracts because I've been handing them out everywhere I go. I've got a few left. I'm going to try to make them last so I have something to hand out on the way home on Tuesday. But yeah, I forgot to bring, I have a big manila envelope just filled with tracts, you know, for my channel, and then the other two I think I've showed you before. And I forgot to bring it, of course. But I had a good stack of them that I always keep, you know, on my person, as they say. So I've been handing them out. Hopefully, you know, hopefully it plants the seed with somebody, right? All right, guys, I'm going to get going before my food gets cold. You guys take care, and God bless. Hey, everybody. Rob from Crown of Thorns. It is Monday, about 10 minutes until 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm still up north. I just left. I went to visit my mom and my stepdad, and then I stopped and visited with my sister for a little while. Just kind of doing another round of goodbyes. Excuse me. I was able to obtain some burners. Yeah, I need to buy like a couple of 12 packs to take back to Abilama with me. So now I'm on my way back to Cadillac to meet up with my friend Jen. We're gonna get something to eat, hang out for a little bit, and then after I drop her back off at her home, I'm gonna go back to my hotel room and try to get some sleep because I have to get up early tomorrow and make that long trip back to Abilama. It's been nice being up here. Like I said, it's been different. Like I said, I feel more like an outsider or a visitor than someone who once lived up this way, but it's been nice being up here. I've enjoyed it. But I'm ready to go home, see my wife, and get back to our RV and the new life that we have going down there. So it's kind of rainy, gloomy out today. It's off and on. It was sunny for a long time, then it rained. Then it got sunny, now it's raining, which is okay. They need the rain up here. We get plenty of rain down in Abilama, as of late especially, but it's good that they're getting some rain up here too, because it's been pretty dry so far this summer or whatever. So I'm glad for them. But anyway, just wanted to make a quick video, just a little bit of an update. I realized while I was driving that it's been a long time, kinda, since I did any sort of a film update. Tomorrow, when I start heading back, I'm sure I'll be doing videos quite frequently whenever I stop at a rest stop or a restaurant or whatever, just to document the trip back down to Alabama. And yeah, then we're going to jump right back into some bona fide Bible studies in front of the whiteboard. We'll finish up the series that we started a couple of weeks ago about the end times, and then we're going to jump into something else. I've got a few different ideas, just kind of putting them together, but we're going to get back into some bona fide Bible study in front of the whiteboard videos, and we'll stay on that and go from there. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. I encourage you, please, to like, share, subscribe, hit your notification bell. Try to get these videos out there, hopefully get some people saved. I don't save them, you don't save them, but we can bring them to the one who can, right? And we know the one who can is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. John 14:6, right? I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by me. There you go. All right, guys. I'm just about to Cadillac. I might make another video tonight sometime. If not, then definitely tomorrow as I'm driving along, making little pit stops. All right, guys. You take care, and God bless. Good morning, everybody. Rob from Crown of Thorns. It is 7:14 in the morning, Eastern Time, and I'm on the road. I've been on the road for, 5 or 6 minutes. I left the hotel around 7, stopped at a gas station to get some liquid energy, i.e. energy drinks, and I'm on the road. I'm on 131 South. My long journey begins. But you know what? I'm really glad that I came. I'm glad that I got to see. I didn't get to see everyone. I just ran out of time. I really wanted to stop and see my good friends Josh and Jen and their kids, Bolero, Haxon, and Andrea Benson. Wanted to stop and see them, and I just ran out of time. So I feel badly about that. I didn't get a chance to go over and see my dad and my stepmom. I was only up here for a couple of days, and a lot of it was spent, from one place to the next. But I did get to see a few people, so I was glad about that. Yeah. So overall, it was a good trip. I was really glad that everything went well, and I got to see my friend Dave, whom I have not seen, I think, in 2 years. I mean, we stay in touch, contact, we text and whatever else, but I hadn't seen him since a couple of years ago when our friend John got married. So it had been a while since I saw Dave, so it was nice to see him and spend 17, 18 hours with him driving up here. I'm still grateful to him too for snagging me along his way on his way home. I was grateful to my father and mother-in-law, Cliff and Rachel, for allowing me to keep my car at their home until I was able to come up here and snag it. It had a really good evening yesterday. After I left my mom's, I went to my sister Nikki's house and visited for a little bit, and then I came back up to Cadillac, met up with my good friend Jen and good friend Jan. We all work, or in my case worked, at the flower shop. So I got to see them. We had a nice dinner, and yeah. Just want to say this. I'm not going to go into details, but I would like for you all, if you would, to keep my friend Jan in your prayers. Just send up a prayer. God will know what it's about. So let's send up some prayers for her. There's power in prayer. We know that. And my good friend Jen, I'm always glad to see her. She and I are pretty close friends. I'd say really close friends. Always glad when I get to see her. She gave me this nice key chain. I can't show it to you now. It's in my pocket, but nice key ring, keychain that says "Friends Forever," and I just like, wow, that's awesome, because it's true. I'm very, very loyal to my friends. I have my bouts, I have my moods sometimes, but typically speaking, if I consider you one of my friends, I mean, you have to do something really, really, really out there for me to end a friendship. But my friend Jen has stood by me, and I've stood by her. I mean, the place that we worked at is literally a cesspool. So, you know, there's just a few people there that you can kind of lean on and depend on. And Jen and I have always had each other's backs. So it was nice to see her, visit with her for a little bit. You know, I was sad to have to say goodbye, but I'm going to try to come back up here in September. That's always been the agreement, the arrangement was, you know, if we do move to Alabama, I want to be able to come up here every 2 or 3 months just to see everyone. And, you know, for my wife, you know, when she gets time off, she'll do the same thing. Just because. So anyway, guys, I'm beginning this long journey. I will check in every so often to give updates and just to chat or whatever else. It's really, it's kind of cathartic for me to just, like right now, obviously nobody else can hear me. I'm the only one in this car, and I'm not live. I'm just recording this, and then I'll post it later. But knowing, I guess, that eventually there will be people watching this, I don't feel as lonely here. I feel like I've actually got someone to talk to other than myself. And I always have God, which is awesome, because I do a lot of praying when I drive. And if you ever ride with me, you'll know why. No, I'm just kidding. I drive pretty good. I'm a good driver. In fact, I'm an expert driver, to be honest. But I do like to pray anyhow, just to give thanks and to talk and to search for answers, you know. But I'll also turn the radio on, listen to some cool tunes, and a couple of my friend Jen said that she would give me a call today when she gets out of work, let me know how her day went and whatever else. So it'd be cool to speak with her again. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So anyway, guys, I will check back in a little while, and I don't know, we'll see how far I get and how fast I get there. I'm hoping, when I put it into the map today, it's so weird. I put it in Google when we first moved down there, when we drove the RV down, and it said it was 17 hours. I'm like, okay. Then the other day, when I was at the hotel room, I plugged it in again just to double check to see how long it was going to take me to get down there. I said 14 hours. I'm like, all right, I'll go with that. I put it in today, and it says 15 hours, so I don't know. I don't think Google knows either. I think it just makes some stuff up or guesses. I don't know. Because it went from 17 to 14 to 15. Same search engine, same location from Cadillac to Repton. I don't know. I don't get it, but whatever. I'm hoping to get there in a decent amount of time and not get home too late. And yeah, you know, I was talking to my wife last night, and she thinks she's gonna have tomorrow off, which is cool, because if she does, we're gonna go to Dinosaur Adventureland, and I will of course take pictures and video while we're there, and that might just be a whole separate video from this one. Well, yeah, it would be. Anyway, but that's not going to take the place of the Bible study video that I'm working on. That should be coming up very soon. Once I get home, I can start working on that, getting stuff put together, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm hoping my wife has tomorrow off. Maybe there we can go to Dinosaur Adventureland. She's not been there. I was there last year, and I'm looking forward to being there again and, you know, showing the place to my wife. It's cool because even if you go back to some place that you've already been, if it's cool enough, you don't mind going more than once. But it's really cool when you take someone else there for the first time and you kind of live vicariously through them. You know, you experience, you know, their first time, you know, through your own eyes, even though. So it ought to be cool to just, my wife's gonna love it because they have a lot of animals there, and we're both animal lovers, and so she's gonna like it. I will say this, it is only 58 degrees here in Michigan right now. But I know the further south I get, obviously the warmer it will get. And it's really foggy. I don't know if you can see behind me. It's really foggy. But you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes. It'll be interesting to see how the weather changes as I move, you know, from state to state. You know, the further south I get. All right, guys, I've said this for the third time. I will check back periodically. You guys take care, and God bless. Hey everyone, Rob from Crown of Thorns. Stopped off at a rest area just to stretch my legs, and I thought it said that there were vending machines here, but I don't see any. I was going to get another beverage. I guess I'll have to wait a little bit longer. I don't know. Maybe I read it wrong. Who knows? But anyway, I'm about 50 miles north of Kentucky. So I'm just about to Kentucky. Once I get to Louisville, Kentucky, right around there, I think that's about the middle of the state, and it's about the halfway point on my journey. I'm making really good time. Speaking of which, I think it's about 1 o'clock if I remember correctly. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm making good time. It's a nice rest area. I don't remember this rest area when we were on our way down the first time, and I'm on the same highway, 65. I think it was closed the last time we came through here. But fortunately it was open this time because I really needed to get out and stretch my legs. But anyway, it's a pretty nice rest stop. Not like those ones coming up in Kentucky and Tennessee. Those ones are really, really nice. I might even stop in there again, even if I don't need to stretch my legs, just to take a look again. They're that nice. It's like a little tourist attraction all on its own. So anyway, let me give you a quick look around here. It's a nice little wooded area. I tell you, it was gloomy and foggy, and looked like it was going to rain all throughout Michigan, and it's been the same all the way through Indiana. I'm hoping by the time I get to Kentucky and Tennessee, it'll start to look a little bit brighter. I'd like to see some sunshine today. I think it's supposed to be nice in Alabama, so once I get home it should be nice. But man, when it's gloomy like this, it just makes for almost a depressing trip. I just would rather it be a little bit nicer out, but that's all right. I'm not complaining. It's not like horribly cold. At least it's about 72, which is nice. So I'm not complaining, but I'm just hoping for some sunshine before too long. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get back on the road and see how much farther I can get. Try to get home at a decent time. So I'll check back later. Take care and God bless. Hey everyone, Rob from Crown of Thorns. Well, since the last video, I made it all the way through Kentucky, and I just crossed over the state line into Tennessee. And this is that same rest stop, travel center that my wife and I stopped at when we first came down here just over a week ago. The really nice one that you can see it in the video when we're coming down to Alabama. Had the really nice Civil War display, or Lincoln's War display is what it should be. All the really, just tons and tons of travel brochures, and had the Dolly Parton display and all kinds of stuff, and the really nice vending machine area. It's almost like a supermarket. But this is just really nice, and as you can see, hopefully, yeah, back there, the weather did get better as I traveled south. It's probably about, I don't know, 75 or 80, which is a nice breeze. The sun is shining. It's really nice here. We got a nice little picnic area here for people if they want to, I don't know, eat some food. I don't know if people still do that, like roadside picnics or whatever. I think most people just hit a drive-through somewhere, but it's unfortunate because it was kind of cool back in the day when you just kind of do a roadside picnic or something. But anyway, it's about 3:45, so I'm making pretty good time. All I have to do now is get through Tennessee, which is a pretty narrow state, and then I'll be into Alabama, and that's a longer state, but at least I'll be in Alabama. So I'm thinking I should be home by 9 or 10 o'clock, maybe I'm not that I'm running late, but there was a big traffic holdup for about 20 or 30 minutes right around, I guess it must have been Louisville, right when I first got into Kentucky. So that held me up some, and then obviously stopping to stretch my legs and get gasoline, which I still need to do. I gotta get up to the next exit and get some gasoline. So obviously that sets me back a little bit, but not too bad. Not too bad. But here, let me show you guys. I'm going to turn this around. It's a really nice facility. Really like it. The people here are so friendly too. As soon as I got into Kentucky, you could just feel everything shift. Just friendly, hospitality, everything. Love it, love it. So anyway, that's about it for now, guys. I'm going to get back in the car, get to the next exit, or one of the next easy on, easy off, easy off, easy on exit, get some gasoline, and I'm hoping that that should be the last time I have to put gas in till I get back home. We shall see. All right, guys, take care and God bless. Hey everyone, Rob from Crown of Thorns, and as you can see, I am back home. There's the Centennial Vulture right behind me. Got back here around 10 o'clock last night. I was gonna try to do another video, but it got dark around 8 or 8:20, probably about 8:20. It started getting dark, so it was hard to do any filming. I did stop off in Greenville. That's a decent sized town, a really nice sized town actually. About 50 minutes north of Repton, where we're at right now. It looks like my wife is going to be working in Greenville from now on. She got a promotion, and she's going to be taking over the stores up there in Greenville. So I stopped by to, ironically, perfect timing, I was going right past Greenville, or right near the exit, the entrance ramp to Greenville, right about the same time that she was getting out of work. So I pulled off on that exit and met her at her workplace, and then she followed me home. So that was kind of nice. Yeah, we got back here about 10 o'clock. I unpacked and just kind of got situated and went right to bed. I was tired. That was a lot of driving, 15 hours worth of driving. Yeah. So anyway, my wife's gonna be working in Greenville, and she had mentioned that maybe we would want to live closer to Greenville so she wouldn't have to drive as far. And I was like, well, I'm gonna be honest, I was a bit hesitant because one, I like it here, and two, to move the Centennial Vulture again, I'm not looking forward to that. If we have to, we will. If it makes it easier for her, that's fine. But I'm just being honest, I'm not looking forward to it. At least we wouldn't have to go as far. Like I said, it's only about an hour at the most north of here. But yeah, to pack everything up and move everything and all that, I wouldn't enjoy that. But here's the thing, there's only one in Greenville. And just before I started filming, I called. I left a voicemail just saying I'd like to get some information. The guy called me back just as I was about to hit record on this, and told me that he doesn't have any monthly slots available. So even though I wasn't looking forward to moving, if you would have had some spots open, then we would have done so. I mean, it wouldn't have been that much of a hassle for us to move, and if it makes it easier for my wife to drive back and forth, then we would do it. I would do it. But they don't have any spots open anyway. He said the best he could do would be a weekly. Well, that wouldn't work for us because not only does it add up to be far more than what it would be on a monthly basis, but you're not guaranteed the next week. You're there for 1 week, and then if it's available, great, you can rent it for another week. But if it's not available, if they've already got someone booked, say 4 weeks ahead, when that 4 weeks, when that date comes up, you got to move out, and that wouldn't work for us either. I wouldn't want to do that. So that kind of took care of itself. There is one other one. It's in a town, boy, I can't remember the name of it. Dresden or something like that. I don't know. And it would put us a little bit closer. It's about 35 or 40 minutes from Greenville. So she would save maybe 10 or 15 minutes. I'm not sure if it's worth packing up and moving and doing all that just to save 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe. We'll see. I would also have to see. I haven't had a chance to call them yet to see if they even have anything available and to see what their pricing is and what it includes and all that. I went to their website and got some information, but it's got to be something. The rate would have to be comparable to what we're paying now. It would have to include all the amenities that we have right now. You know, they'd have to have a spot open for us, obviously. So if it meets all of those requirements, then there's a good chance that we'll be moving. And it looked like a really nice campground. So that's what we end up doing. That's the nice thing, anyway, about being mobile, about being on wheels. You want to move, you just pack your stuff and you go. That's simple. And you don't even have to pack that much, so I really shouldn't be complaining. It's not like, you know, if you're going on a trip, you have to pack your suitcases, or if you're moving, you got to get the U-Haul and all that. It's really nice. You just have to pack stuff so that it's not falling and rolling around while you're driving. You know, and pack up the hose and the electric cord and the septic hookup and all that. That's the part I don't like doing, to be honest. I don't like messing with that septic thing too much. That's one really good reason why I want to stay right where we're at, is this is already all hooked up. The septic's all set to go. And we've got it hooked up, and I don't have to touch it, other than to come out here once a week and just pull the release valve and empty the black water tank. That's it. And I'm content with that. But if we move, we move. But to save only 10 or 15 minutes, I don't know if it's really worth it. And we'd have to see if they even have a monthly rate, what that would be, if it includes the amenities, if they even have a slot open, because not all of them do. You know, there's a lot of tourists down this way, and those spots fill up pretty quickly. We were lucky to get into the one that we're in right now. But yeah, I'm just glad that I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I'm back here. I'm looking at the septic hookup. Now that I've mentioned it, I came out here and emptied it earlier, and I just want to make sure that I shut the valve back up. I'm pretty sure that I did. I tell you, I don't like being around this too much. I'm going to be honest. It's, yeah, just not my thing. But it has to be done. And I'm not going to complain, because at least it's all hooked up. I'll show you. I don't know why anyone would want to see this, but maybe some people are curious. I don't know. So there you go. I see that black hose runs up into underneath this lid here. There's a gray water tank, which is like your sink water, the shower water, and then there's the black water tank, and that's anything that goes through the toilet. And I'll just leave that there. Both of them drain through this same black hose here into the septic receptacle there. And I built this little ramp thing so that it's kind of on a gradual decline, so everything flows through there better. Now the nice thing is you can leave the gray water tank completely open at all times, because that stuff just washes right through. So when you run the sink or the shower, it's automatically just running down through here. You can't do that with the black water tank because stuff will start to stick to the bottom of the black water tank. So you have to keep that valve shut, and after each time that you empty it, you need to run your water and fill that thing back up to about a third full. All right, so that there's water in there at all times, so that stuff floats, so it doesn't get stuck to the bottom. And then about once a week, you come out here, you pull the valve, and all the stuff that is in the black water tank runs down the tube and into the septic. So it's a simple hookup. It's just, it's a lot of work. And like hooking up that black hose there was, when we first got here, that was a hassle. I didn't have some of these attachments because we didn't have this at the other, we didn't have full septic at the other campground. and that black hose goes up to this pipe that runs between the two tanks, and that was a real hassle trying to get that all hooked up. And so I really don't want to mess with it and again if I don't have to. But it took a long time to get that all hooked up, and it's not fun at all, if you can only imagine. All right, so if I don't have to move it, I'd be okay with that. But it is a long drive. 50 minutes is a long drive, and I can see why she would want to have someplace closer. Even when we were in Michigan, you know, we were living in Everett before we got the RV, and she was driving to McBain, and I was driving to Cadillac, and those were about, for me, it was about a 35 or 40 minute drive, and that did get old, and that's why we got the RV and then moved to Cadillac, so it would be closer for both of us. So we're not completely unfamiliar with long drives, but if we can save on gas and time, then we will. That ultimately saves on money, but we shall see. You know, the deal would have to be very, very close to what we're doing now, because we got a really good deal on this and we really like it here. So to just uproot and move, it's got to be worthwhile and make sense. So anyway, guys, said all that, I have no idea why, but I'm going to put this all together, edit it together, make this coming Sunday's video, and then after that we dive right back into the conclusion of that other Bible study, and we're going to start doing the whiteboard on a more regular basis. We'll be back to that, and I'll be glad. I'm looking forward to it. But just wanted to let you guys know, made it home, and it's good to be back here. I did have a good time up there, and I was glad I got to see everyone, but yeah, I was ready to come back here, and it's a hot one. It's about 90 today, and the humidity is probably about 90%. Whew. So I'm going to go inside and cool off and get to work on some stuff. All right, guys, you take care, and God bless.